Chapter 7 focuses on federal social services and the new frontier in the Great Society. During World War II, President Roosevelt tried to avoid changes in domestic policy. Only the GI Bill was enacted during the war. Once President FDR died in 1945, Vice President Harry Truman took over as president. The Civil Rights Movement, led by Martin Luther King Jr., because of persuasion from Martin Luther King Jr., Kennedy decided to propose his own civil rights legislation. This legislation helped to end discrimination on voter registration based on race and gender. President Lyndon Johnson arguably did the most for social conditions of African Americans and the poor. Because he was president during the time of the Vietnam War, he earned a bad rep, but this still doesn't change the fact that he did the most for civil rights and social welfare. Johnson passed many legislations including Medicaid, Medicare, Head Start, Job Courts, and the Elementary and Secondary Education Act of 1965. The War on Poverty began after President Kennedy's death. It consisted of job training, youth employment, and medical service. President Lyndon Johnson also started the Head Start program for preschool children. Also in 1964, the food stamp program began. Families on welfare were automatically eligible for food stamps. Food stamps allowed poor people to buy groceries, and grocery stores throughout the country accepted food stamps. Although social reforms were beginning to happen and minorities were starting to get helped, there was still the oppression of vulnerable populations such as Asian Americans, Native Americans, Latinos, gay men and lesbians, and women.